Okay, my friends, welcome to this video. Now, this is going to be a little bit different than usual because as promised, I will do a tutorial series on how to play Yorick mid. It's going to be the same as usual with just a little bit more focus on explaining why I do this, why I do that, why I think this, why I think that. So this is the first video out of like, I don't know, 3 to 5 to 7 videos. I'm going to try to go over all the situations like when your team is ahead, when you are ahead, when you're behind, your team is behind, because I think that you should play a little bit differently in each of those cases. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Welcome, my friends, to this match of League of Legends against, I think what it's gonna be, Vladimir. Now, Vladimir is a very easy lane, and I don't know if it's because they are not used to playing against Yoricks, even though I've been doing it for a long time. By the way, why don't people play Yorick? I am rank 1. And it's funny, yes, it's funny to say, but technically it's true. Rank 1 Yorick mid. And I just don't kind of get it. Why don't they play him? I feel like it's clear that it's easier to play him mid than in top. I don't understand it. I honestly don't understand it. I think it's clear, absolutely crystal clear. Even with Riot's changes, almost all of the changes that happened, nerfs and just sideways changes, all of those have been worse for top lane Yorick and better for mid lane Yorick. For example, if there was a nerf to Yorick's armor, for example, right? It's better for mid lane. The nerf hurts top lane more. That's what I wanted to say. And a lot of the changes also, especially the one where the ghouls have more health against auto attacks, it hurt mages a lot more than that it hurt the top lane. I think it actually made the top lane easier against Yorick, except for Cho'Gath. I've noticed that Cho'Gath cannot auto attack the ghouls anymore with one auto, so that's a big deal. He has a lot of trouble now, so his sustain is really hurting. I've noticed that Cho'Gath isn't really that big of a counter anymore to Yorick. He used to be, but he's not. Also, Jax is almost not a counter anymore. Although now I'm making the argument that top is easier. Welcome to the video again. Now, I think that mid is easier for Yorick than top, okay? Jokes aside, I really don't, I understand. Somebody flamed me the other day and said, hey, you're playing mid so you don't get gapped to top too much? You play mid because gapped to top too much? Yeah. Exactly. I think that's the way people choose champions. They play the lane that is best for them. And I believe that Yorick is best mid. Especially if you go up against these poke mages and you start poking them more. What? Of course I'm gonna play it. Of course it's... Look at this guy. He's struggling there. And I'm not doing anything. He got hit by Comet twice. Hit by Comet twice. Is Yorick the only champion, and I do believe he is, who can use one ability, E, and hit somebody with Comet twice with it? I believe maybe Malzahar could do it if his little voidlings would... oh, there he is. There he goes. I need to farm this before he comes. Yeah, there we go. Oh, no, he actually decided not to do it. I have to make sure that he actually doesn't do it, So let's make sure. So yeah, that's my little rant about Yorick mid. Especially if you play Comet. You can play, of course, anything you want. But especially if you play Comet, you are... Oh, do they have vision there? What's going on? Okay, tell me if he's coming. Vlad, tell me if he's coming. Vlad, is he in the bushes? Show me. Let me hear your body talk. Your body... Oh, there it is. He didn't let his body talk, and I was tricked. What are you doing? Oh, he used... What are you doing? Guys, you lost more health than I did. Guys, I guess it's not that big a deal for Vlad because he gets it back. The pool boy, as he's known around my condo. Is that sad? No, because I'm not the one who came up with that. I believed in my community and I started using it because, frankly, it was fun. Oh, don't do it. Oh, that's scary because if he had Ignite... Oh, what you doing? What is this pressure? What is this pressure you're facing, boy? I think he's facing a lot of pressure here. Although, good call. Damn, good call. Because I can't freeze it. Can I? I can't freeze it. Well played, Vladimir. I laughed at you first. At first, I laughed at you. Then, I fought him. And then I lost. That's the way this, the saying goes. Actually, if I get this plate, scratch everything. Is this the second time I have to scratch everything I said? Welcome, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this video where I haven't said anything. Okay. Let's warn this guy. Now, as rank 1, Yorick mid, I do believe that I have to hold the baton high and say that, and give you like at least a little bit of a tutorial, okay? I'm gonna do a little bit of a... Oh, by the way, yeah, I have the master icon on my shoulder. Not on my shoulder, but on the fork. On the, what's it called? The pitchfork, yeah? And before you scream at me that, oh yeah, of course, now you put it there. Before you were Emerald, you didn't. Yes, in a sense it's true. But I just now came up with the idea that, hey, it's gonna be there. And if I get demoted, it's gonna, I'm gonna put another one on top of it so that it's Emerald. No, it's Master, Diamond. Let's say I get demoted to Diamond. Then like pancakes, on a fork, those icons are gonna be there. So on stream, it's just that on stream, very, very often people want to know the rank, and I think this is gonna be a 1-2 punch. No, not 1-2 punch, but 2 birds with 1 stone situation there. Okay, what is that Master Yi doing there? 2 birds with 1 stone. Oh, there we go. There's that poke. This poke is pretty strong. You can take other runes too. Like for example, okay. I'm baiting. Master Yi, where are you? Come gank. There he is. Although, should have chosen Master, my friend. Yeah, still good. Okay. Ghouls. Oh, well done. This is such a masterful bait, honestly. Madara Uchina. Madara Uchina. Okay, I don't need to get punched there. There we go. Used everything. Unspeakable sadness for him. Just absolutely unspeakable, my friends. Welcome. Welcome to this video. This is not going to be intro because, who cares? He roamed, he failed. That's it. I wanted to quickly mention more things. Comet. Comet versus the other rune. Oh, what am I doing? Shouldn't have done it like this, but the Comet versus the Grasp. Grasp is also good, but I noticed by watching Bwipo, that he gets runes which win early game. And I was thinking, I know for a fact that Comet wins early game. I know it. I know that that's true. It's just that I usually think... I usually kind of think of what I will do in the game, and I kind of optimize the runes for that, even though that means me having less farm and less early game agency, right? And I was thinking, is that totally wrong? Is that totally wrong? Because I can still build Hydra and the pushing build. I can do exactly the same thing as I planned to do if I had Grasp. But what if it makes the most sense to get the strongest runes for mid, which I do believe is the Comet, even though you're gonna play the pushing Yorick, even though you're gonna play the Hullbreaker Yorick, even if, maybe you want a Hullbreaker, who knows. Even then, I think you should get these, because the problem for me personally is that my personality is such that I want to look at these, I want to take these runes, and I want to imagine, okay, I want to, you know, split push, so I want to have the most health, because when I have the most health, the Hullbreaker does the most damage, this guy does the most damage, etc., etc. But the problem, I think, you know, I'm not saying this is true, I'm just wondering. But the problem with that is if you lose the early game, let's say you lose 300 gold in the early game because you took those runes and you optimized for the later stages in the game. What if you have just offset everything and that's it? And there's no extra benefit there anymore. What if that's true? You know? Okay, Vlad. Okay, Vlad. I wonder, did he use his ult? I didn't notice it. I know people are mad when I don't notice stuff, but that's why you are here. Oh no, I'm gonna lose. I don't know, man. There we go. Predicted it. Predicted it. Let me do a little bit of this. There we go. Got hit even. Damn. So much psychological warfare here. Doing these animations and then still hitting him. Boom. There we go. Okay. And usually, when I would play Comet, I wouldn't go for these Ionian boots because I would kind of optimize for damage. But now, since I have it in mind that, hey, I'm still the pusher, so I'm gonna get this. Because usually when I get Grasp, I take these boots because I think, okay, I'm gonna be pushing as much as I can. That's why I need the TP. Oh, he has ult, I believe. Do I even need to use my Demolish on this? I don't think I do. Let's word this, since I have the time. King Vaughn, I'm sorry. You know, I just won this game. I just did. That's it. I just won this game. It's fine. Since we are so far ahead, I don't even think it's feasible to go and do the triple proxy or whatever. So when you are ahead, when your team is ahead, the problem with overstepping the invisible line is that, you know, the invisible line that Azap talked about, right? The problem with overstepping it is that it's almost like it is more... Oh, he get away. He's smart, you know? It's almost like it is even more dangerous to do it because it is more likely that the enemy players are going to be either dead or closer to their base. And the deeper you go, the bigger the chance that they're just going to deal with you. And you're just going to int. And that's it. So that's... Oh, the Comet diff. So that's why I believe that the triple proxy and stuff like that, where you go around the enemy base and you just, you know, try to keep them busy, I think, and again, this is a new theory because I haven't really done it too much. I've tried it a couple of times, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times I've tried it, and I've never really been able to get all 3 waves because every single time enemies come. But what I can tell you is that every single time I do that, they overcorrect for it way too much. They sometimes even 4 or 5 people come. I think the average is like 4 people coming and defending that, and that's big because you know, what are we doing, right? What are we doing? Why are we defending Yorick farming just 3 waves? I really do feel like that's just okay. He's level 11. He can easily win against me. You know, these sets you can never know. Although, I should probably stop being afraid. Yeah. That's one of his big defenses, is the fact that you're scared, and then he runs away, you know? That's unlucky. That's not unlucky, it's just that, hey, you know? Yes, I am kind of ahead in goal, you know, I'm ahead, he's 0-4, but if you look at my gold, all of that gold is in the purse. And if your gold is in the purse, what are you doing, boy? You know, you're not ahead, actually. In reality, you're not ahead. There's that million. So that's why, in this match, I don't think I'll do any kind of proxy. But on the other hand, imagine your team being equal or behind. And again, I mean your team being equal or behind. Not you, but your team. The most important thing is that you don't have a bounty. And the enemies are not there to deal with it. When things are equal and when the game is stable, what happens is people don't randomly go back to base. They really look at what they're doing. Now that's when it's really valuable for you to just, again, this is a theory, but I feel like the theory is sound. That's when it's really valuable for you to just go ahead and... actually, do I get this? I think I'll get Black Cleaver, it's fine. Because this match, it's not too bad. I'm ahead, my team's ahead, everything is good, everything is dandy, okay? So that's when, and please tell me what you think about this theory, because it's kind of a new thing. It's something I've been doing recently a lot, and I've climbed to this rank, which is the highest rank I've been. I think that's it. Just okay. I think it's worth exploring at the very least, No, my boy, what are you doing? What you doing, my boy? What you doing, my boy? It is worth exploring it, at the very least. And tell me what you think about this, because I've noticed that the games. Okay, King Von. Why is he so strong? What the F is going on here? Or is he strong though? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Do I have Flash? No, I do not. I don't even know. Is Flash better with the Comet build or not? Yeah, so that's why I think that running around with Yorick and distracting the enemies only works when your team is either equal or behind. If you're ahead, it is more likely you're just gonna troll the game and feed somebody, and that's it. And that's it. Okay. Okay. And I almost feel like Hydra, I'm not, giving up on Hydra at all. I think I'm gonna build it. But Hydra is in a little bit of a similar place. It's like, there's not too much value on it if you don't need to very, very quickly clear a wave. For example, one of the best examples where you really quickly need to clear a wave is, maybe in this case it would have been nice if I would have cleared it faster, although it's almost negligible, the difference between these items and a Hydra that a Hydra would have made. The best example is when, for example, they want to push mid, and let's say your team just lost a fight and you just go mid and you meet the wave before the center mark, and you just kill it before it reaches, and the enemy, it reaches your nexus, and the enemy just can't to get the towers because well they don't have a wave, right? That I would see that as kind of like the big reason and big place where you should have a wave clear. But I've noticed that in these games when you are not struggling at all, you would almost be trolling if you would go for this Yorick, who is the distractor in chief, let's just say, because I still think that Yorick is, like, as a champion, the best thing he does is he pushes multiple lanes and he just distracts and he does the multitasking, right? But I've noticed that in a game like this, it doesn't matter. It's almost like you are negative value, because if you start pushing multiple lanes, you're fighting with your teammates for farm. Right? For example, this Sivir, this Mundo, I'm kind of fighting right now with his farm, but that's just because I wasn't paying attention to what he's doing. So yeah, in a game like this, and it's fine, a match like this, I don't really have to think too much. I can just, you know, we won. Partially because of those that mid action, you know, early. But only partially. Let's say 20%, right? Credit where credit is due. Oh, okay. Credit where credit is due. Okay. And it's totally fine, because in a match like this, I think it could also be kind of said that it matters that you can kind of switch your playstyles after you win, you know? No, if you lose, you start doing something different. And that's when I believe you need to pull out that Hydra, and you need to pull out those big guns, you know? Okay. So yeah, thanks for watching my little, you know, speech here. This was a kind of a relaxing game. It was the most interesting in the early game, and afterwards it was just, you know, slowly winning. So, thanks for watching this, and I'll see you next time.